So, girls, we are recording finally our interview with our amazing Alyona, and today again we have our amazing Tanyusha as a host.
Hello.
And it's a new episode of English Talk Show interviews. Alyona, I have some questions for you.
Yay.
I should probably look at you, I mean not at that camera, but I should look at you.
Alright, look at me.
Yeah.
Look at me, everyone.
Yeah.
So Alyona, you seem to be very prepared for today. As I told you, you look like a 19th century stylish poisoner from detective story.
Poisoner.
Yeah.
Well, be ready. Be careful with your tea then.
So Alyona, we want to interrogate you very politely today. I have some questions, and maybe first of all you want to say something about yourself. We have you for some time at English Talk Show. We know something about you, but not that much. Just share your thoughts about yourself.
Yeah, well, my name is
But as I
Alyona.
told you, be as loud as possible.
Okay, so my name is Alyona and I'm 21 years old. I'm a chef. I finished high school in Canada. I moved there when I was 16 and I moved for grade 9, 10, 11 and 12. No, just 10, 11 and 12, and then I went to college and it was quite amazing. I'm here now for holiday and I'm going back in 1 month.
You're returning to Canada.
Yeah, I'm returning to Canada.
So we are just on time with our interview.
Yeah.
We could miss you afterwards. So Alyona, you lived, you see I didn't have any chance to print out my questions, so I have to
Handwriting is good.
I had to write them all on a piece of paper.
Like a
So
scrap.
yeah, you lived in Canada and probably some other places. Which places,
Yeah,
by
I
the way?
lived in Lviv, which is in
Lviv,
Ukraine,
uh-huh.
because I'm half Russian, half Ukrainian, and Lviv is amazing. It's totally gorgeous.
Uh-huh.
And then I lived in Canada. I lived all over Canada, starting from Niagara region in Toronto, finishing
Niagara region.
Niagara region in Toronto, and I lived in British Columbia. I lived in Alberta as well.
Yeah, and how did those places affect you? Can you tell us? I mean, do you have something Canadian in your character nowadays?
I think I was a Canadian when I was born already because I'm a very kind person. Canada made me very open-minded and very polite to people that are special, to people who are different, even to disabled people, because here in Russia it's such a taboo. We don't have anything accessible in Russia, for example, emotionally and even mental health. Like Prisma that we have, there is nothing like that, such as in Canada.
Yeah, but do you sometimes have this feeling that your Russian friends treat you as a foreigner? I mean, you're like a foreigner for them.
Yeah, sometimes I have that feeling. It happens with my best friend Marina, and sometimes she doesn't know what to say when I do something spontaneously or I even like get a new romance. She's like, what are you thinking about? And I'm like, just go with it, you only live once.
Yeah. You seem to be a very open person, you know. I mean, I think in general Russians are a little bit more secretive than you are.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm not a typical Russian.
In you, everything is on the outside.
Yeah, I'm like that, it's true. You can read me as an open book.
Yeah. And what about your Ukrainian component?
Oh, I think it's the best component of me.
Uh-huh.
I think it makes me very person, so I care about people, I can give away anything, I can help anyhow whenever people need help, I'm there for them, and I like it as, like, I like to be altruist.
Altruist.
Yeah.
And now you live in Rostov, and you probably know that many people in Rostov, and we even have some people from English Talk Show who are dreaming about living for the USA, so many other places, and today we discussed becoming rich, and at least 2 people told us that when they get rich they will leave Russia immediately.
Run away, right.
Yeah, why don't you leave Russia now?
Because I'm still on vacation, I'm with my family. I miss my family a lot. I moved when I was quite young, so I didn't get time to be with them. I think family is super important. like the most important thing, and I miss it in Canada so much.
Wasn't your family afraid to let you go to Canada to live on your own at a young age?
I think I was always quite independent and they knew that I'm strong enough to go through this. But yeah, of course they were afraid and they were worried. And I remember first time I was crying all the time and it was so hard for me and I wanted to come back home, but we were Skyping with each other every day and my mom would say, oh, everything is going to be great, you're going to accumulate and everything is going to be fine. And that's what happened.
So, and do you return to Russia every 6 months? How often?
Oh, actually once in 2 years. And now
Wow.
I graduated college, I worked for a year and I finally had time to come for a long time. So I came in November and I stayed here for a few months.
So we're not gonna see you for a long time, you mean?
No, for maybe a year and a half or so.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a long time. And Alyona, your English is quite native-like, I would say. Uh, what is your relationship with English language, and why do you think English is a good language for Rostovites? Just imagine an average Rostovite who doesn't travel that much. Can you address this person to persuade him to learn English?
Yep, I think English is such an international language. As for me, I love English because I like linguistics and I like languages at all. I know Ukrainian, Polish, and English. English was really easy for me to learn. I think for every person, for every Rostov citizen, it's an international language so you can connect with more people. You could possibly move out, you could possibly use it in your job or even listening to the songs. I think it's very funny when people listen to songs and they don't know what it means, and I bet that half of the songs they would not even listen to because songs sometimes are so insane that you would never listen to those songs.
Sometimes
in
it's better not to know what the song is about.
Yeah. It's true.
And as we know, you were a chef in Canada, and as far as I know, being a chef is like working in hell. What else can you add? What can you say about
being a chef is very demanding, it's very hard work, it's demanding physically and mentally because it's not just you standing there for 15 hours, it's you putting out food and each dish should be perfect because you put it in your mouth. I would say like that. Yeah, it's very hot in the kitchen and I say kitchens are quite sexist as well.
Sexist?
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be allowed to reach high position if you are a woman?
It would be very hard because it's super competitive. I think now people are getting more and more into female getting bigger positions, but it's still somewhat hard to reach.
And I think it's very hard physically, and maybe for men it's easier.
It's easier for men for sure than for women. Even I remember I had a job where I had to lift 45 kilograms every morning and deliver them from one cafe to another.
Oh,
and
so
it was just
for a lady,
it was just so hard. It was too much, and then I begged them to change my job. I begged the company, and they did it.
But for me, the hardest part of being a chef is, well, I'll tell you about it. For example, I imagine that you put so much effort when you cook something for other people, but you don't even get any feedback. Was it difficult for you?
It's very hard not to get any feedback.
For example, if someday I suddenly become a chef, I will really try to work at some posh place, because at that place there is a chance I can go to people who order something, I can talk to them, but you can't do it in a regular restaurant,
In Canada, it's very upsetting because waitresses get more money than we do, and they get all the greeting, they get everything, all the credit they get as well.
Yeah,
tips too.
And tips too. In Canada, you are to tip 18% minimum, so they make 18.
Yeah, like in America.
Yeah, like in America, and they get enough money. Sometimes they can make enough money to rent their apartment in one night, and for us, for chefs, you have to work maybe 2 weeks to get enough money to rent a place.
Yeah, so you don't get that much emotionally. I mean,
no
one says thank you or anything.
Yeah, and money is not that good.
And Alyona, you've been with us for some time, probably 2 months, like that. I mean, with English Talk Show, and you know something about us. So can you tell us the positives and negatives? Well, I'll tell you the positives: good company, good people, interesting topics. Maybe.
I love meeting new people because otherwise I would be sitting at home, very sad, alone. I prefer to meet new people and see different experiences. It's so it's so amazing to have a talk show. Thank you so much for a talk show.
You're welcome. And the negatives, maybe you hate me or something else.
No, if I hated you, I wouldn't be here for sure.
I don't know, but maybe you don't like my shirt, or I don't know. This
No, I think it's very stylish.
Yeah, that's what I try to hear from you. I'm joking. But so, any suggestions? Any?
No, I think
ideas?
it's perfect as it is. I think Zifferblatt is a very cool place. I think it's a little too expensive, but I'm not working, so for me everything is a little too expensive now. I want a holiday.
You know, of course I was thinking about moving my show somewhere else, but again and again I realized that it's such a perfect place, but that maybe it is worth it. I mean, being here. And Alyona, it's not a job interview, but anyway, what is your life going to be like in 10 years? Do you have any ideas in your imagination?
Yeah, I really want to go to school, and when I say school, I mean university, because I still haven't had a chance to go there. I want to take what I feel like I should take, that is filmmaking or psychology, and I really want to practice more, and I want to do some interesting researches or the job, or just make something outstanding. That's what I want to do. And travel a lot.
So in 10 years you want to be a student and travel a lot?
Yeah, I want to maybe already finish my degree. I want to finish my master's by 10 years.
And by the way, today you told us during English Talk Show that you were spoiled. I mean, how nowadays, how can we see the spoiled part of you?
I think it's gone. I think I realized
that
I
notice sometimes.
Yeah, I was a naughty child. I wanted everything at the same time, but after starting in the kitchen and working like 6 p.m. shift, or lifting 45 kilograms, or even doing some dishes like dishwashing at the beginning, I'm not spoiled anymore.
So the difficulties of
it's
life
gone.
Improved you.
Yeah, I tasted some harsh life.
Are you going to spoil your children?
Yeah, a good question.
I think I'm gonna spoil my children, for sure. Are you gonna spoil your children?
I think why not?
By the way, today we discussed whether money makes you a better person. Can you tell us again, is money going to make you a better person?
I think I'm very kind, and I would give a lot of money for charity, and I have a big family. I mean, I have 4 siblings, so there are 5 of us, and I would help my parents, my grandma, and all my friends. That's what I would do if I had enough money.
Yeah. And any questions, Tanya? Any ideas?
No.
Okay.
Maybe later.
Later, good. And
next time.
Alyona, any questions to me about the universe, English Talk Show, about me, about this vase, whatever?
What about this picture?
What is the picture, by the way? I don't know this.
Pushkin.
Pushkin, yeah.
It's Pushkin, of
Pushkin is
course.
everywhere.
Pushkin.
By the way, do people in Canada know something about
yes.
Pushkin?
They know Tolstoy, they know Dostoevsky, they know Pushkin as well, Chekhov, but Tolstoy is, because of Anna, he's the most famous.
Suicide lady.
That lady.
Why suicide theme is so popular there?
Yeah, it's interesting. I want to ask you, how did you come up with this idea of a talk club?
It was quite easy. So
and when was it?
Well, it was back in 2012. You won't believe it.
Wow.
So there was another.
When we survived.
Yeah. What did you do 8 years ago, by the way?
8 years ago, I was traveling to Portugal.
Portugal. So I couldn't travel to Portugal. That's why I started. I started my English talk show at another place. It was called Uli, and the owners of that place gave me this idea that maybe I should perform as a host of some club. I didn't know about this idea, and I told them why not. and I started writing my topics before the meeting, and that's how it started. You know, like in any relationship, doing something on a regular basis is very important. So I started doing it. Sometimes we had 3 or 4 visitors, and then we moved to Ziffernblatt when the place was closed. And as you know, now we have regular visitors, new visitors. It's a very important part of my socializing, and as you probably noticed, it's not just about English language. We could actually discuss the same in Russian, but in English it's more fun.
Yeah, yeah, and people can learn because I see a lot of people want to learn English language now.
It's so good. I'm seriously thinking, so someday if I can live without work, if I become rich enough, maybe I will found my English party or something. I mean, I'm really interested in making even more people learn English in Russia, because it's like installing an alternative operating system in your mind.
They say in our language, they say as many languages you know, as many times you are a person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, but
I think it's true.
well, maybe I'm too old for learning Spanish or French, because
You're never too old. Don't say
I know,
that.
but you know, learning a new language is like having a new relationship, and living with several ladies simultaneously, it's a lot of pain in the ass. So I won't make it, you know.
I think you would.
Yeah, maybe.
Just try.
Well, maybe I should try someday. I mean,
Oh
not
my
different
God.
ladies, but
You're saying this, and I have my first French lesson tomorrow, so
Yeah.
I'm learning French now.
yeah.
So next
Language of
next
love.
interview is gonna be
Ooh,
parler
ooh la la.
français. Ooh la la.
And anything else you would like to know about, to ask about? Yeah.
I have a question just came to my mind. What is your favorite food? As a chef, what do you like to cook most of all?
I love to cook pad thai. I love Thai food. So it's basically rice, macaroni with some ginger, some peanut butter, some bean sprouts, and some lime. And oh, it's amazing! It's
Sounds
delicious.
Maybe
Yeah.
you can bring something to our English talk show sometime.
I could cook it, yeah.
Yeah, it would
But
be
you should
cool.
definitely think about your farewell party, you know, before you leave. I mean,
Oh, oh my God! Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. On Friday, I will know when I'm leaving.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Anything else you would like to ask me about? You Alyona,
No.
you Tanya? No?
No.
Okay. And maybe you would like to address our audience, you know, you would like to say something.
Well, I invite everyone to talk show, and you guys are gonna love it. It's so much fun, and it's a good experience.
But is there any chance we can meet you here on a regular basis before you leave? I mean, people will get more interested if you're here.
I'm here.
Yeah, she's here.
I'm here.
Alyona, thank you so much for participating in this interview. I'm going to give you a one-day voucher for Ziffernblatt. You can use it today
Wow, thank
when you check out, and another one goes to Tanyusha,
Thank you.
That's amazing.
our precious co-host.
Thank
And I also
you.
want to say thank you to Peter, who is working behind the scenes
Peter!
Peter, you're
Today-
the best.
Yeah, and hopefully Peter will agree to participate in this interview as well someday. Thank you so much,
Someday.
boys and girls. Alyona, thanks for coming.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And
Thank you.
so you were
Thank you for being a
Thank you.
host.
Thank you. Thank you.
so you were watching English talk show interviews with our amazing Alyona, a spoiled child from Canada.
No more. No,
No
No
more.
more spoiled
more.
child
So
from
She's
Canada.
spoiled no more. She's a good chef, and hopefully she will throw a good farewell party someday before she leaves.
Mm.
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Thanks, everyone.
Perhaps.
And cut.
God.
God.